I shouldn't have come. That thought loops through my mind as I stand against the ballroom wall, clutching my purse like it's some kind of shield. The Four Seasons, Austin went all out tonight. Marble floors so polished you can see your reflection, chandeliers dripping crystal, and 78 people dressed like they're attending a state dinner. Not 68. I counted twice. Once when I arrived, and again when I realized I didn't know most of them. They're all here for Callum, my older brother, the decorated Marine officer who just made colonel at 32, the golden child who can do no wrong. And then there's me, Delphi Taylor, 28, freelance graphic designer, the daughter my parents mention only when someone asks if they have other children, the sister who exists in Callum's shadow like some kind of ghost. I told myself I came because it was the right thing to do, because you show up for family even when they don't show up for you. That's what I whispered to myself in the car, gripping the steering wheel, trying to talk myself out of turning around. Now I'm not so sure. Delphine! A woman I vaguely recognize from one of Mom's charity boards glides past, her smile tight and practiced. It's nice that you came. Nice that I came. Like I'm doing charity work by attending my own brother's party. Wouldn't miss it, I lie, forcing my lips into something resembling a smile. She nods and moves on, her relief visible. I get it. I'm the weird one. The art school dropout who chose colored pencils over law school. The disappointment. Across the room, my mother holds court near the bar. Rosalind Taylor, former Miss Texas runner-up, now 56 and still stunning in that preserved artificial way. Her champagne flute catches the light as she laughs, that practiced trill that sounds like wind chimes. She's on her third glass. I've been counting that too. My father stands with a cluster of men in dress uniforms, his posture military straight even though he retired from the Army 5 years ago. Hugh Taylor, former general, current CEO of Taylor Defense Solutions, a defense contracting firm that somehow always lands the biggest government deals. He's telling a story, gesturing with his rocks glass, and the other men laugh on cue. And there's Callum, center stage where he belongs, his new colonel insignia gleaming on his dress blues. He's shaking hands, accepting congratulations, eating up the attention like he was born for it. Maybe he was. I clutch the gift bag in my hand a little tighter. Inside is a custom portrait I painted. Callum in his Marine uniform, American flag in the background. It took me 40 hours. I worked on it between freelance projects, between the work that actually pays my rent. I don't know why I bothered. Delphine. I turn. It's Mom clicking toward me on Louboutin heels that probably cost more than my monthly rent. Her smile is thin, strained at the edges. You didn't need to come if you had nothing nice to wear, she murmurs, her voice low enough that only I can hear, but loud enough that a nearby couple definitely catches it. I glance down at my dress. It's navy blue, simple, appropriate. I saved for 3 months to buy it. I wasn't aware there was a dress code beyond formal, I say softly. Her eyes narrow. Don't start, Delphine. Not tonight. I'm not starting anything. There she is! Callum's voice booms across the space, and suddenly he's approaching, drink in hand, smile wide and practiced. My baby sister, you actually showed up. The way he says it, like I'm unreliable, like I'm the one who cancels plans and forgets birthdays. Congrats, Callum. I hold out the gift bag. I made you something. See, he takes it, barely glancing inside before handing it to someone behind him, a young officer whose name I don't know. That's sweet, Delphi. Really, but I've already got a photographer doing official portraits. You know, professional stuff. The words land like a slap. I feel my cheeks burn. Right, I manage. Professional. He sips his drink, his eyes scanning the room like he's already bored with this conversation. So, what is it you do again? Graphics? Design work? Must be nice having such a flexible schedule. There's a pause, the kind that makes everyone nearby tune in. It's graphic design, I say, keeping my voice even though my hands are trembling. I work with clients, create brand identities, marketing materials, that kind of thing. He nods like I've just described coloring books. Well, not everyone can serve their country, I guess. Someone's got to make the pretty pictures, right? Laughter ripples through the small crowd that's formed around us. Light, polite laughter, but it stings all the same. Something inside me cracks. Maybe it's the months of therapy, the hours I've spent trying to unpack why I let them make me feel small. Maybe it's exhaustion. Maybe I just don't have anything left to lose. At least my work doesn't require a built-in fan club, I say quietly. The laughter dies. Callum's smile freezes on his face. What did you just say? That voice, deep, dangerous, coming from behind me. I don't need to turn around to know who it is. I turn anyway. My father stands there, his jaw tight, his eyes already bloodshot from whatever he's been drinking. He's not a tall man, 5'10" maybe, but he carries himself like he's 6'5", like he still commands troops, like he's used to people jumping when he speaks. I asked you a question, Delphine. His voice drops lower, the kind of quiet that's somehow worse than yelling. What did you say? My mouth goes dry. Around us, conversations have stopped. The string quartet in the corner keeps playing, but no one's listening anymore. I start. I don't get to finish. The crack of his palm across my face echoes through the ballroom. It's louder than the quartet, louder than the collective gasp from 78 people. For a second, I don't even feel it. There's just shock, pure and cold, freezing me in place. Then the pain hits. A bloom of fire across my left cheek, spreading to my jaw, my eye socket, my temple, the taste of copper in my mouth. Dad! Callum's voice, uncertain. I'm still processing what happened when my father's hand tangles in my hair. He yanks, hard, and suddenly I'm being dragged backward. My scalp screams. I stumble, trying to keep my feet under me, trying not to fall. Hugh! My mother's voice, sharp with panic, but not the kind that stops anything. Hugh, not here! But he doesn't stop. He's pulling me toward the exit, through the crowd that parts like water. I catch glimpses of faces. Shocked, uncomfortable, some even entertained. A woman covers her mouth. A man looks away. No one moves. No one helps. Then I hear it. My mother's laugh. High and nervous, but still a laugh. Like this is awkward dinner conversation instead of assault. And Callum, my brother, starts clapping. Slow, deliberate claps. You had it coming, Delphi, he says, his voice carrying across the silent ballroom. Everyone here knows you had it coming. That cuts deeper than my father's hand ever could. The hallway outside is colder, quieter. My father releases me so suddenly I stumble, catching myself against the wall. My fingers touch my lip. It's split, bleeding onto my dress, the one I saved 3 months to buy. He stands there for a moment, breathing hard, looking at me like I'm something he stepped in. You embarrassed me, he says. You embarrassed this family, in front of everyone who matters. I open my mouth, but nothing comes out. What is there to say? He turns and walks back inside, back to the party, back to Callum, and the congratulations and the champagne. The door closes behind him with a soft click, and I'm alone in the hallway, blood dripping onto marble. The ghost daughter finally disappeared. My hands won't stop shaking. I'm gripping the steering wheel so hard my knuckles have gone white, but they still shake. The highway is a blur of lights and darkness, and I'm not entirely sure I should be driving right now. But I couldn't stay in that parking lot, couldn't risk someone coming out, seeing me there, asking if I'm okay. How do you answer that question when everything has just shattered? The drive to my apartment usually takes 20 minutes. Tonight it feels like hours. Every red light is too long. Every car that pulls up beside me feels like a threat. When a Honda Civic's headlights fill my rearview mirror, I flinch so hard I nearly swerve into the next lane. Get it together, Delphine. Just get home. My apartment is in a converted complex in East Austin, the kind of place that markets itself as artistic and eclectic because the rent is cheaper and the walls are thin. I've lived here for 4 years, ever since I moved out of my parents' house, ever since I decided that maybe I could exist outside their orbit. So much for that theory. I park in my designated spot, number 247, faded yellow paint, and just sit for a moment. The engine ticks as it cools. Someone's playing music a few apartments over, bass thumping through the walls. A normal Saturday night in East Austin. Except nothing about tonight is normal. I catch my reflection in the rearview mirror and immediately wish I hadn't. The woman staring back at me is a stranger. Her left cheek is already swelling, a deep red that's going to purple by morning. Her lip is split, still bleeding slowly. Her hair. I reach up and touch the spot where he grabbed it. There's a tender patch on my scalp where I can feel every individual hair follicle screaming. But it's my eyes that stop me. They look hollow, like something essential has been scooped out and I'm just running on fumes. I grab my purse and the gift bag with the portrait Callum didn't want. The stairs to my second-floor unit feel steeper than usual. My legs are shaky, unreliable. When I finally get my key in the lock, it takes 3 tries because my hands won't cooperate. I practically fall through the door. The silence of my apartment hits me like a physical thing. I lock the deadbolt, the chain, the little security bar I bought on Amazon after someone's car got broken into last month. Then I just stand there, back against the door, breathing. In, out, in, out. My therapist taught me this. Dr. Chin. I haven't seen her in months because my insurance is garbage and I can't afford the co-pays. But I remember this exercise. 4 counts in, hold for 7, 8 counts out. Except I can't make it past 2 counts before the air catches in my throat. I slide down the door until I'm sitting on the floor, my expensive dress pooling around me. The dress I was so proud of this morning. The dress that now has blood on the neckline. That's when it hits me. Really hits me. My father hit me. In front of 78 people. And no one stopped him. The first sob catches me by surprise, then another. And suddenly, I'm crying. Ugly, gasping crying, and I can't stop. My chest heaves. My nose runs. The tears sting when they hit the cut on my lip. I don't know how long I sit there on the floor. Long enough that my legs go numb. Long enough that the music next door stops and starts again. Long enough that the bleeding finally stops. Eventually, the tears dry up too. I'm not sure if that's better or worse. The bathroom light is harsh, fluorescent, the kind that shows every flaw. I stand at the sink and really look at myself for the first time. The split lip is obvious. The swelling on my cheek is already impressive. But there's more. A red mark on my jaw where his fingers grabbed. Scratches on my shoulder, probably from his ring. And my hair. God, my hair. There's a patch near my temple where it's noticeably thinner, where chunks came out. I should document this. I know that, theoretically. This is evidence. This matters, but I can't bring myself to take out my phone. Can't make myself turn this into something official, something real. If I take pictures, it means I'm planning to do something about it, and I'm not sure I'm ready for that. I'm not sure I'm ready for any of this. Instead, I grab a washcloth and run it under warm water. The blood comes off my face in rust-colored streaks. It looks worse before it looks better. When I'm finally clean, or as clean as I'm going to get, I stare at my reflection. "You're okay," I whisper to the stranger in the mirror. "You're going to be okay." I don't believe it, but I say it anyway. I'm sitting on my bed in an old t-shirt and sweatpants, staring at my phone when the first text comes through. It's from a number I don't recognize. "Did you seriously just cause a scene at your brother's party?" So typical. Then another. "Heard you got what you deserved. Learn to respect your family." And another. "Attention seeker. Your poor parents." I stare at the messages, my stomach dropping. Someone's already spinning this, already making it about me being the problem. My phone buzzes again. This time it's a name I know. Aunt Linda, my father's sister. "Delphine, your father called me. I think you owe him an apology. Family is everything." I almost laugh, almost, because what else can you do when the world is this upside down? I start to type a response, something about how maybe family shouldn't leave bruises, but I delete it. What's the point? Instead, I scroll through my contacts, looking for, I don't even know what. Someone to call, someone to talk to. but most of my friends from high school have drifted away, busy with their own lives. My art school friends are scattered across the country, and the few people I'm still close with. How do you even start this conversation? Hey, so my dad assaulted me tonight in front of a room full of people. Crazy, right? My thumb hovers over one name, Ava Rodriguez. Ava and I met in 8th grade, bonded over being the artistic kids in a school full of future lawyers and doctors. She went to UT Law School while I went to art school. We drifted apart for a few years, but we've been reconnecting lately. Coffee every few weeks, texts about nothing important. She's not even a criminal lawyer. She does corporate stuff, but she's the closest thing I have to someone who might understand the legal side of this. Before I can talk myself out of it, I hit call. It rings 4 times. I'm about to hang up when she answers. Delphi? Her voice is groggy, confused. It's almost 1 in the morning. Everything okay? And just like that, I'm crying again. Ava, I manage, my voice cracking. I need help. I don't know who else to call. There's a pause. Then her voice sharpens, all business. Talk to me. What happened? So I tell her. Everything. From walking into the ballroom to Callum's dismissal to my father's hand across my face. I tell her about being dragged out by my hair while 78 people watched. About my mother's laugh. About Callum clapping. I tell her about the drive home, about the blood, about the messages already coming through calling me dramatic. When I finish, there's a long silence on the other end. Delphine, Ava says finally, and her voice is different now. Harder. Did you document your injuries? No, I couldn't. I need you to do that right now. Photos. Every angle. Date and timestamp. Can you do that? I nod, even though she can't see me. Yeah, I can do that. Good. Now listen, this isn't my area, but I have a friend, Bailey Morrison. She's a defense attorney, handles assault cases, military stuff. She's aggressive and she doesn't lose. I'm going to call her first thing tomorrow, okay? But right now, I need you to take those photos and email them to me. Can you do that? Ava, I'm not sure I want to. Delphine. Her voice is gentle but firm. A man hit you, in public. That's not a family dispute. That's a crime. And you don't have to decide right now what you want to do about it, but you need to preserve your options. Okay? I close my eyes. Okay. Take the photos, send them to me, then try to get some sleep. I'll call Bailey first thing and we'll figure this out together. You're not alone in this. After we hang up, I sit there for a long time, phone in hand. Try to get some sleep. Like that's even possible. But I do what she said. I take out my phone, turn on the flash, and start documenting. Every bruise, every scratch, every torn patch of hair, each photo feels like admitting defeat, like acknowledging that this really happened. When I'm done, I have 23 photos. I email them to Ava with shaking hands. Then I see it, a message notification on Instagram from someone named Sophie Martinez. I don't recognize the name, but I click on it anyway. Hey, I was working at your brother's party tonight. I saw what happened. I'm so sorry no one helped. This isn't okay. I recorded it on my phone if you need it. I stare at the message for a long moment, reading it over and over. Someone recorded it. Someone has proof. I type back with trembling fingers. Thank you. I might need that. Her response is almost immediate. Anytime. I got you. I don't sleep. Every time I close my eyes, I see his hand coming toward me. Feel my hair being ripped out. Hear my mother's laugh and Callum's slow, deliberate clapping. By the time the sun starts bleeding orange through my bedroom curtains, I've given up trying. My body aches, not just where he hit me, but everywhere, like trauma has seeped into my bones. The face in the bathroom mirror looks worse in daylight. The swelling on my cheek has blossomed into a spectacular bruise, purple and yellow and angry red. My lip is crusted with dried blood. I look like someone's punching bag, which, I guess, is exactly what I am. My phone buzzes with a text from Ava. Bailey can see you this afternoon, 3 p.m. I'm coming with you, address below. I stare at the message, my stomach churning. This is real now. I'm actually doing this. Another text comes through, this time from an unknown number. "This is Sophie from last night. I meant what I said about the video. Let me know if you need it. Stay strong." I screenshot both messages and add them to a folder I've labeled Evidence. The word looks strange on my phone screen. Evidence. Like this is a crime scene. Like I'm a victim. I guess I am. The law offices of Morrison and Associates sit in a modern building downtown, all glass and steel and intimidation. Ava meets me in the lobby, her expression carefully neutral until she sees my face. Then her jaw tightens. "Jesus, Delphi." "It looks worse than it feels," I lie. She doesn't call me on it. Instead, she guides me to the elevator, her hand gentle on my elbow. "Bailey's good. She's going to ask hard questions, but she needs to understand everything. Okay?" I nod, even though I'm not sure anything is okay anymore. Bailey Morrison's office is on the 7th floor. The receptionist, a young man with kind eyes, takes one look at me and his professional smile falters. He recovers quickly, but I catch it. That moment of shock, of pity. "Get used to it," I tell myself. "Everyone's going to look at you like that now." "Miss Taylor?" A woman emerges from an inner office. "I'm Bailey Morrison." Bailey is maybe 40, black, with natural hair pulled back in a sleek bun. She's wearing a navy pantsuit that probably costs more than my rent, and she radiates the kind of confidence that makes you want to trust her immediately. Her eyes scan my face, professional and assessing, but I catch something else there too. Anger. "Come in," she says. "Let's talk." Her office is spacious but not showy. Law books line one wall. The other is covered in framed degrees and certifications. Bailey Morrison, J.D. Bailey Morrison, Texas Bar Association. Commendations for work with veterans organizations. "Sit," she says, gesturing to a leather chair across from her desk. Ava settles into the chair next to me, her presence solid and reassuring. Bailey sits and folds her hands on her desk. "Ava told me what happened. I need to hear it from you. Every detail, no matter how small. Can you do that?" So I tell her. Again. The whole story. It's getting easier each time, which somehow makes it worse. Like I'm building a callus over the wound instead of letting it heal. Bailey doesn't interrupt. She takes notes on a yellow legal pad, her pen moving in quick, efficient strokes. When I get to the part about being dragged out, her pen pauses for just a second before continuing. 78 witnesses, she says when I finish, and no one intervened. No one. Your mother laughed? Yes. Your brother clapped? I swallow hard. Yes. Bailey leans back in her chair, studying me. Has your father hit you before? The question lands like a punch itself. I open my mouth, ready to say no, to minimize, to protect. Then I stop. Yes, I whisper. Not often, not like this, but yes. Tell me. So I do. I tell her about being 8 years old and getting shoved into a wall for not winning first place in an art competition. About being 14 and having my arm twisted behind my back until I apologized for disrespecting Callum. About being 19 and having a plate thrown at my head when I announced I was going to art school instead of following Hugh's plan for me to study business. With each memory, Bailey's expression hardens. This isn't just assault, she says finally. This is a pattern, a history of abuse. The word sits heavy in the air between us. Abuse. I've never called it that before. It was always just how things were in the Taylor family. What do you want to happen here, Delphine? Bailey asks. Her voice is gentler now. I need to know what your goals are, because we have options, but they all come with consequences. I don't know, I admit. I want it to stop. I want people to know what he did. My voice cracks. I want him to face consequences for once in his life. Bailey nods. Okay, here's what we're going to do. First, we document everything. You're going to see a doctor, get a full medical evaluation. We're going to file a police report. Then we'll decide next steps. The police? My stomach drops. That feels like making it real? Bailey's eyes are kind but firm. It is real, Delphine. It's already real. What happened to you is assault. It's a crime. And if we're going to hold your father accountable, we need to build a case. I look at Ava. She squeezes my hand. I know this is scary, Bailey continues. Your father is wealthy, connected. He's going to hire expensive lawyers. They're going to try to discredit you, make you look unstable or vindictive. But here's the thing. We have witnesses. We have injuries. And apparently, we have video. Sophie, I say, the waitress. She sent me a message. We'll need that video, but first, Bailey pulls a business card from her desk drawer. This is Dr. Sarah Reeves. She specializes in documenting assault injuries for legal cases. I'm calling her right now to get you in today. As Bailey picks up her phone, Ava leans close. You're doing the right thing. Am I? I'm not sure anymore, but I nod anyway. The medical exam is worse than the assault itself. Dr. Reeves is professional, gentle, thorough. She photographs every bruise from multiple angles. She documents the split lip, the scratches, the patch of missing hair. She asks me to rate my pain on a scale of 1 to 10. She uses words like blunt force trauma and soft tissue damage and writes everything down in careful medical terminology. The whole time, I feel like I'm floating above my body, watching this happen to someone else. This is consistent with assault, Dr. Reeves tells Bailey when we're done. The injury patterns, the mechanism described, it all fits. I'll have the full report ready by tomorrow. Thank you, Sarah. In the parking lot, Ava hugs me carefully, mindful of my bruises. You want me to stay with you tonight? I shake my head. I'll be okay. Call me if you need anything. Anything, Delphine. I mean it. I drive home in a daze. The sun is setting, painting Austin's skyline in oranges and pinks. It's beautiful. Everything looks normal. People going about their Saturday evenings, heading to dinner or bars or home to their families. My phone rings as I'm pulling into my parking space. Unknown number. I almost don't answer, but something makes me. Delphine Taylor? A man's voice, deep and professional. Yes? My name is James Reeves. I'm a private investigator. Bailey Morrison asked me to look into your case, see if there's anything beyond the assault that might be relevant. I worked with your father years ago, same precinct when I was still on the force. I owe Bailey a favor, so I started digging into Hugh's financials. I think you need to know what I found. My heart starts pounding. What did you find? Not over the phone. Can you meet me tomorrow? There's a coffee shop on South Congress mañana. You know it? Yes. 10 a.m. And Delphine, be prepared. What I found, it's going to change everything. He hangs up before I can ask more questions. I sit in my car for a long time, watching the sky fade from pink to purple to black, wondering what else could possibly change, wondering how much worse this can get. The next morning, I'm at Mañana 20 minutes early. It's one of those aggressively Austin places. Reclaimed wood, Edison bulbs, baristas with impressive tattoos. I order a latte I don't drink and stake out a corner table. James Reeves arrives exactly at 10. He's maybe 50, white, with the kind of weathered face that says he's seen things. He's wearing jeans and a button-down, carrying a messenger bag that looks like it's been through a war. Delphine! He sits without waiting for an invitation. Thanks for meeting me. You said you found something. He doesn't waste time. He pulls a manila folder from his bag and slides it across the table. I started looking into your father's finances, just routine background stuff. What I found... He taps the folder. Open it. My hands are shaking as I open the folder. Inside are bank statements, transfer receipts, documents with official-looking seals. I don't understand what I'm looking at, I say. That's your trust fund. The one your maternal grandmother set up for you when you were born. $750,000, supposed to be released to you on your 30th birthday. I stare at him. I know about the trust. What about it? It's empty, Delphine. Your father liquidated it 18 months ago. The coffee shop noise, the hiss of the espresso machine, the chatter of customers, the indie music playing overhead, all fades to white noise. What? He emptied it, moved the money through a series of LLCs to avoid detection. It all ended up. He flips to another page. Here, Callum's investment portfolio. specifically a veteran security consulting firm your brother started last year. I can't breathe, can't think. That's not possible. He can't just. There are laws. He had power of attorney over the trust until you turned 30. Technically legal, ethically bankrupt. And here's the thing. I don't think Callum knows where the money came from. Look at this. He shows me another document. Email from your father to Callum. Early inheritance, don't worry about the details. But there's more. He flips to another page. This one's worse. Email chain between your father and your mother. Look at the date. 6 months before he liquidated the trust. I read, from Hugh Taylor to Rosalind Taylor, re Delphine's trust. She doesn't need it. She's wasting her life anyway. Callum can actually make something of this money. I need your signature on the transfer paperwork. From Rosalind Taylor to Hugh Taylor, re Delphine's trust. Are you sure about this? If she finds out. From Hugh Taylor to Rosalind Taylor, re Delphine's trust. She won't, and if she does, what's she going to do about it? She's never had the spine to stand up to me. I read it 3 times. 4. The words don't change. They stole from me, I whisper. They stole my future and gave it to him. Yeah, Jim says quietly. They did. The promotion party. Callum's big celebration. That was paid for with my money? Looks like it. Something cold and hard settles in my chest. This isn't just assault anymore. No, it's fraud. Grand larceny. Breach of fiduciary duty. This is criminal. I look up at him. Why are you showing me this? You said you worked with my father. You owe him. His jaw tightens. I did work with him. I saw what kind of man he is, the things he got away with because of his rank, his connections. I owe Bailey Morrison more than I owe Hugh Taylor, and you deserve to know the truth. I close the folder carefully, like it might explode. I need to call Bailey. Already did. She's expecting you at 11. He stands, then pauses. Delphine? I'm sorry. About all of it. What he did to you, what they took. You didn't deserve any of this. After he leaves, I sit there for a long time, the folder in front of me. Around me, people order their lattes and catch up with friends and laugh at jokes on their phones. Normal Sunday morning in Austin, except my world just split open again, and I can see all the rot underneath. I pull out my phone and take a photo of every document in the folder. Then I text Bailey. On my way. As I walk to my car, I think about my father's words in that email. She's never had the spine to stand up to me. He's wrong. He's about to find out how wrong. Bailey's office feels different this time. 2 days ago, I walked in here scared and uncertain. Today, I'm something else. Angrier, sharper, ready. Bailey is already waiting, the folder from Jim spread across her desk. She looks up when Ava and I enter, her expression grim. Sit, she says. We need to talk strategy. I sink into the leather chair. I haven't slept more than 3 hours since the party. Every time I close my eyes, I see my father's face, feel the sting of his hand, and now, layered over that, I see those emails. She's never had the spine to stand up to me. The assault case is straightforward, Bailey says. But this? She taps the folder. This complicates things. Your father's lawyers will argue you're motivated by money, that you found out about the trust fund and manufactured this situation. My stomach drops. But that's not... I know, which is why we filed the police report first, establish timeline, then pursue the fraud separately. 2 cases, 2 motivations. Are you prepared for 2 trials, twice the publicity? I think about my father's face when he realizes I'm not backing down. Yes, I say. I'm prepared. My phone buzzes, then buzzes again. And again. Notifications flood in. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. My hands shake as I open Instagram. Someone has posted photos of me from the party. Early in the night, looking awkward and uncomfortable. The caption reads, "When you crash your brother's party for attention, #family drama, #attention seeker." The comments are vicious. She looks crazy even before anything happened, probably on drugs. Poor poor family having to deal with this. They're spinning it, Ava says, reading over my shoulder. Getting ahead of the story. My phone rings. Unknown number. Delphine Taylor? A woman's voice, smooth and professional. This is Jennifer Walsh from the Austin Chronicle. I'm writing about the Four Seasons incident. Would you like to comment? How did you get this number? Can you confirm you filed assault charges against your father? I haven't even filed yet. How does she know? No comment, I manage and hang up. They have a PR team, Bailey says flatly. This is going to get ugly fast. Gah. By afternoon, I've received 17 calls from media outlets. Someone leaked my address. There are reporters outside my apartment when I get home. I push past them, ignoring their shouted questions. The police station is everything I expected. Fluorescent lights, uncomfortable chairs, the smell of bad coffee and desperation. Officer Martinez takes my statement, and when I show him the photos from Dr. Reeves's examination and mention the video, his skeptical expression changes. We'll need that video, he says, and witness statements. But Ms. Taylor? He pauses. Your father is Hugh Taylor, the defense contractor. You should be prepared for retaliation, legal retaliation. Men like that have resources. I know, yeah. I'm in my car when Ava calls, her voice tight. Check the Austin Daily News website, now. The headline hits like a punch. Local businessman's daughter makes assault claims. Family disputes, troubled woman's account. The article destroys me. They have my therapy records, mention my 2019 hospitalization, paint me as unstable and vindictive. They even found the Facebook photo I posted after a bad therapy session. I look hollow, broken. Delphine has been dealing with mental health issues for years, said a family source. The family has tried to help her, but she's resistant. This is heartbreaking for everyone involved. My phone explodes with texts from people I haven't spoken to in years. Is this true? You need help, not revenge. Lying about your father for money is sick. Then another message from someone named Marcus Chin. Your father is a hero. You're a disgrace. This won't end well for you. I call Bailey, voice surprisingly steady. They leaked my medical history. I know. I'm filing HIPAA violations. But Delphine, she pauses. This is going to get worse. Are you sure you want to continue? I think about my father's email. She's never had the spine to stand up to me. Yes, I say. I'm sure. The panic attack hits me in Whole Foods. I'm shopping when I see a man in a khaki jacket, military bearing. It's not my father, can't be, but my body doesn't know that. Suddenly I can't breathe. The lights are too bright. Someone's cart bumps mine and I flinch so hard I knock over apples. Miss, you okay? A stock boy, maybe 20, looking concerned. I try to answer but can't. My chest is tight, vision tunneling. I'm calling 911. No. The word comes out strangled. Panic attack. Just give me a minute. He helps me through breathing exercises. 15 minutes of a kind stranger keeping me grounded while shoppers stare. When I can finally stand, my shirt is soaked with sweat. In my car, I let myself cry. Quiet tears while I wonder how I'm supposed to fight when I can barely function. My phone buzzes. Jim Reeves. Your father reached out. Old history between us. I can't continue the investigation. I'm sorry. Of course. Of course my father has leverage everywhere. That night, Callum calls. My brother who clapped while I bled, who's been silent for 3 days. I answer. Maybe I'm hoping for an apology. Maybe I'm just a masochist. Delphine. His voice is strained. We need to talk. Dad's lawyer sent me something about the trust fund. Is it true? Was it your money? Yes. Silence stretches between us. I didn't know, he says. I swear, Delphi, he told me it was family money. I never would have. You clapped, Callum. When Dad dragged me out by my hair, you clapped. I froze. I didn't know what to do. So it's my fault? No. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for all of it. Are you sorry enough to testify? Long silence. I can't, he says quietly. My career, If it comes out my funding was illegally obtained, I lose everything. The firm, my commission, investors depending on me. And I have nothing but bruises and reporters calling me crazy. But sure, Callum, protect your career. I hang up, then block his number. Some bridges aren't worth saving. Sophie Martinez is 19, purple-streaked hair, nose ring. We meet at a coffee shop far from downtown, away from reporters. Thanks for meeting me, I say. Yeah, of course. She's nervous, fidgeting. I've been following the news. What they're saying about you is bullshit. Sorry, is it okay if I swear? Despite everything, I almost smile. It's okay. I was there. I saw what happened. And nobody is talking about the 78 people who just watched. Her voice rises, drawing looks. Sorry, I'm just really angry about this. You and me both. She pulls out her phone carefully. I have the video, but it's not great quality. I was working, trying to be subtle. Can I see it? The video is shaky, shot from across the room, but the audio is clear. My voice. At least my work doesn't require a built-in fan club. My father. What did you just say? The crack of his hand across my face. The camera jerks but catches him grabbing my hair, dragging me backward, and it catches the crowd. 78 people, frozen. My mother's hand covering her mouth, then the laugh. Callum's slow clap. You had it coming, Delphi. I'm sorry, Sophie says. I should have done more. You did more than 78 other people. You recorded it, you reached out. She sends me the video right there. Use it however you need, and if you need me to testify, I will. I don't care if I lose my catering job. After she leaves, I forward the video to Bailey. This is everything. Bailey calls an emergency meeting. When I arrive, there's a media consultant named Patricia Montgomery. We're losing the PR battle, Patricia says bluntly. Your father's painting you as unstable, money-hungry. We need to counter that with a controlled interview. You want me on TV talking about this? Print or podcast, make you human again, not a caricature. I shouldn't have to be sympathetic. I was assaulted. You're right, Bailey says gently. But public opinion affects everything. Jury pools, police, investigations. I need to think about it. How? Halfway home, Mom calls. I stare at her name, finger hovering over decline, but I answer. Please don't hang up, she says, voice small. I need to see you. There's something you need to know. Why would I do that? Because I'm your mother, and I'm sorry, and this is important. She chooses a Starbucks in Westlake Hills. When I arrive, she's wearing oversized sunglasses indoors. She looks smaller than I remember, fragile. You have 30 minutes, I say. She removes the sunglasses, eyes red and swollen. I saw the video. I saw myself laughing. Yeah, you did. I don't know how to explain it. When Hugh is angry, I sometimes laugh. It's not conscious. That's not an excuse. No, it's not. She takes a shaky breath. I owe you the truth. I knew about the trust fund. Hugh asked me to sign the transfer paperwork. I did it. The confirmation lands heavily. Why? Because I was scared. Because Hugh gets what he wants. I've been choosing him over you your whole life. Then why are you here now? Because I'm dying. The words don't register. What? Breast cancer, stage 4. 6 months ago. Maybe 6 months left, maybe less. I should feel something. Instead, just numbness. I'm sorry, I say flatly. I deserve that. But Delphine, if you drop the lawsuit, I'll make sure you get your trust fund back. All of it, plus more, from my accounts. There's a prenup. Hugh won't touch them when I'm gone. And there it is. She's buying my silence. You think I'm doing this for money? I think you're hurt and angry, but think about the cost. Hugh will destroy you. Please, take the money, move away, start over. I stand. You know what Hugh did to you? He made you an accomplice. He made you watch your daughter get abused and laugh. Even dying, you're still protecting him. That's what he did to you, Mom. Delphine, I'm sorry you're sick, but I'm not dropping the charges. Not for money, not for anything. I walk out. In my car, my phone buzzes. Text from an unknown number. Callum, who I blocked. I know you blocked me. But please read this. I've been seeing a therapist since Afghanistan. For PTSD, but also childhood things. Dad hit me too. Different. Belt, cigarettes, discipline. I never told anyone, but I understand more than you think. I'm sorry, I froze. I was 8 years old again, learning the only way to survive was to be on his side. I can't testify about everything, but I can testify about the trust fund fraud. I didn't know it was your money, but I knew something was off. I have documents, emails where Dad was vague about the source. It's not enough. I know, but it's what I can do. I forward it to Bailey with no comment. He's right. It's not enough. But it's something. The Travis County Courthouse is imposing limestone and glass. Today, it's all I can see. Outside, at least 20 reporters with cameras. News vans line the street. You ready? Bailey asks. No, but let's do it anyway. Inside, my father is already there with his legal team. 3 expensive lawyers projecting the confidence of never losing. Hugh looks distinguished, trustworthy, like someone incapable of violence. Our eyes meet. Flash of surprise that I'm actually here. She's never had the spine. Watch me, Dad. Cut. All rise. The Honorable Judge Patricia Blackwell presiding. Judge Blackwell is black, mid-50s, sharp-eyed, impressed by nothing. The state calls Delphine Taylor. Walking to the witness stand, every eye on me. Way in back. Sophie, purple hair, here for me. I'm sworn in. Bailey approaches. Ms. Taylor, can you describe what happened October 14th? I tell it all. The party, Callum's dismissal, my comment, my father's approach. And then, he hit me. Open hand across my face, hard enough that I tasted blood. My lips split. Then he grabbed my hair and dragged me toward the exit, pulled out chunks. Was anyone present? 78 people. Murmurs. Judge Blackwell's gavel. Order. Did anyone intervene? No. Bailey shows the medical photos. Are these your injuries? Yes. Then the defense attorney, Richard Thornton, smooth and sympathetic. Ms. Taylor, you've had mental health struggles, haven't you? Bailey objects. Judge allows it. You were hospitalized in 2019 for mental health treatment? For a panic attack. And you've been in therapy for depression and anxiety? Yes. You have a complicated relationship with your father, yet you attended the party. Why? Because I thought it would be safe in a public place. Or perhaps you wanted to cause a scene. Get attention? Bailey objects. Sustained, but damage done. Isn't it true you recently discovered your father controlled your trust fund? Yes. So you have financial motivations for these accusations? I have truth motivations. He hit me in front of 78 witnesses. That's fact, not accusation. And Dr. Reeves testifies about my injuries. Officer Martinez confirms the police report. Then Sophie. She's terrified but gets stronger as she testifies. I saw Mr. Taylor hit her. The sound was so loud everyone stopped talking. Then he grabbed her hair and dragged her. She was trying not to fall. It was awful. Did anyone try to stop him? No. Everyone just watched. Thornton tries to discredit her, lying for fame, questioned her memory. But Sophie doesn't break. I know what I saw. 78 people saw it too and did nothing. That's not something you forget. Then Bailey plays the video. The courtroom goes silent. The slap echoes. My father's voice. You ungrateful bitch. Him grabbing my hair, dragging me. My mother's laugh. Callum's clap. Silence is deafening when it ends. The defense calls Hugh Taylor. My father takes the stand with the confidence of someone never held accountable. Mr. Taylor, describe your relationship with your daughter. Complicated. Delphine has always been difficult, strong-willed. We've butted heads. And October 14th? Delphine made inappropriate comments. When I tried to speak privately, she became aggressive. I had to restrain her before she caused a bigger scene. The lie is smooth, practiced. You didn't strike her? I may have made contact while restraining her. defensive, protective even. Bailey's cross-examination is surgical. You were concerned about your daughter's mental state, yet didn't call for medical help? I thought removing her was best. You just went back to the party? Back to celebrating? Hugh's jaw tightens. The evening was for Callum. Bailey pulls out a document. Are you familiar with your daughter's trust fund? Objection. Relevance? Goes to motive and character. And aloud. You liquidated it, $750,000. Where did it go? Hugh flushes. Private financial matter. Private? Or criminal? Did you transfer your daughter's trust fund to your son without her knowledge? Objection! Yet it speaks to credibility. Mr. Taylor claims he was protecting his daughter, but evidence suggests he was protecting his theft, his reputation. Enough, Judge Blackwell interrupts. 15-minute recess. God, those 15 minutes feel like hours. Bailey reviews notes. Ava holds my hand. No one speaks. When we're called back, my legs shake. Judge Blackwell is direct. I've reviewed the evidence. Testimony, medical documentation, video footage. Mr. Taylor, the video contradicts your testimony. You struck your daughter with force sufficient to cause injury. You forcibly removed her by her hair. That is assault. My heart pounds. I'm finding probable cause to proceed. This case will go to trial. Additionally, I'm issuing a protective order. Mr. Taylor, stay 500 feet from Miss Taylor. No contact. Bail is $50,000. Gavel down. Hugh goes white, then red. This is absurd. Mr. Taylor, you'll have your opportunity at trial. Until then, abide by this court's orders. Adjourned. Outside, media waiting. Bailey gives a brief statement while I try not to collapse. We won. This is going to trial. But as we walk to Bailey's car, I see him across the plaza. Our eyes meet. He mouths something I can read. You'll regret this. My phone buzzes with threats. Congratulations. Hope you're prepared for what comes next. Your father's a hero. You're a traitor. We know where you live. Bailey sees my face. We're getting you security. Today. This is witness intimidation. But as we drive away, the pressure builds. Chest tight, throat closing, vision fuzzy. Pull over! I gasp. Ava swerves into a gas station. The panic attack hits full force. I'm hyperventilating, hands numb. Ava's saying something, but I can't hear over the roaring. This is victory. This is what winning looks like, and I'm falling apart. The panic attacks don't stop after the hearing. If anything, they get worse. I'm in my apartment 3 days later when the next one hits. No trigger this time. I'm just sitting on my couch, drinking coffee, trying to respond to work emails I've been ignoring. Then, suddenly, my heart is racing. My hands are tingling, and I can't breathe. Ava finds me 20 minutes later, curled on the bathroom floor, gasping. Come on, she says gently, helping me up. You're staying with me tonight, and we're calling that therapist Bailey recommended. Dr. Chin, my old therapist, doesn't have openings, but she refers me to Dr. Marcus Webb, who specializes in trauma. He can see me in 2 days. In the meantime, Ava doesn't leave my side. This is normal, she keeps saying. What you're going through, your body is processing trauma. It's going to take time. But I don't have time. The trial is in 6 weeks, and the world is still spinning its version of my story. The news breaks on a Tuesday morning. I'm at Ava's apartment, finally sleeping more than 3 hours at a time, when my phone starts buzzing. Not with threats this time, with news alerts. Taylor Defense Solutions under federal investigation. My hands shake as I open the article. Federal investigators have opened a probe into Taylor Defense Solutions following allegations of financial irregularities. The investigation, triggered by recent court filings in an unrelated assault case, has uncovered evidence of potential embezzlement and misuse of company funds. Sources close to the investigation say that Hugh Taylor, the company's CEO and founder, allegedly used company resources for personal expenses and may have diverted funds intended for government contracts. The Department of Defense has suspended all contracts with Taylor Defense, pending the outcome of the investigation. The company's board of directors held an emergency meeting Monday night. I scroll further. There's more. In related news, Sentinel Security Consulting, a veteran-focused firm founded by Colonel Callum Taylor, has announced it is ceasing operations. Investors have withdrawn funding following revelations that the company's initial capital came from a trust fund that may have been illegally liquidated. Oh, God. Callum. My phone rings. Bailey. Have you seen the news? She asks. Yes. This wasn't supposed to happen. The fraud investigation was supposed to be separate, controlled, but once federal investigators started looking, she trails off. Delphine, your father's company is done, and Callum's firm is collateral damage. I didn't want this. My voice sounds hollow. I wanted him to face consequences for hitting me. Not this. He did this to himself. The embezzlement, the fraud, that's on him, not you. You just stopped protecting him. But it doesn't feel that way. By that afternoon, my phone won't stop buzzing. News outlets want comments. My father's former business partners are suddenly claiming they always suspected something was wrong. Social media is having a field day. Hugh Taylor exposed as fraud military contractor investigated for embezzlement. Decorated officer's father stole from his own daughter. The narrative is shifting. Finally. But it doesn't feel like victory. Then Callum calls, not from the blocked number, a new one. I shouldn't answer, but I do. Delphine. His voice is wrecked. I need to talk to you. Please. Just 5 minutes. I don't think I lost everything. He's not asking for sympathy. He's just stating a fact. My firm is gone. My investors pulled out. My reputation. The only reason I agreed to testify about the trust fund was because I thought I could save something, but there's nothing left to save. I don't know what to say. My wife left me, he continues. Took Emma. I'm staying in a motel in Round Rock because I can't afford anything else. The Marine Corps is reviewing my commission. If they find out I benefited from fraud even unknowingly, I could lose my rank. Everything I worked for, gone. Callum. I'm not blaming you. His voice cracks. I know this is on Dad, on me for not asking questions. But Delphi, is this what justice looks like? Because it feels like scorched earth. The line goes quiet. I can hear him breathing, trying not to cry. I don't know, I whisper. I don't know what this is. He hangs up without saying goodbye. That night, I'm staring at my laptop, trying to work on a logo design for a client, when another call comes through. Mom. I almost don't answer, but something makes me. Delphine. Her voice is barely audible. I'm in the hospital, St. David's. I don't have much time. Please, I need to see you. St. David's Medical Center is cold and sterile, smelling of antiseptic and despair. I find her room on the 4th floor. The door is half open. She looks nothing like the woman who raised me. The cancer has eaten away at her, leaving someone skeletal and gray. She's hooked up to machines that beep steadily, marking time. Delphine. She opens her eyes when I enter. You came. You said you didn't have much time. I don't. She gestures weakly to a chair. Sit, please. I sit, keeping my distance. Hugh was arrested this morning, she says. Did you know? No. Federal charges, embezzlement, fraud, tax evasion. They're talking about 10 to 15 years. She closes her eyes. Everything is gone. The house, the cars, the accounts, all seized. I'm dying in a hospital charity ward because our insurance was tied to the company. I should feel something. Triumph, maybe. Or pity. Instead, there's just this hollow ache. I'm sorry, I say, and mean it. Don't be. She opens her eyes, looking at me directly for maybe the first time in years. I chose this. Every day I chose him over you, over myself, over what was right. I thought I was surviving, but I was just dying slower. Tears slide down her hollow cheeks. I was pregnant before Callum, she says suddenly. Did you know that? A girl. We were going to name her Claire. Hugh was drinking one night, got angry about something. I don't even remember what. He pushed me down the stairs. I lost her. My breath catches. Mom, I should have left then. That was the moment. But I stayed, and then Callum came along, and Hugh was so proud of his son. And I learned if I just stayed quiet, stayed small, didn't push back, I could survive. I taught you the same thing. And I'm sorry. I'm so, so sorry. She reaches for my hand. Her skin is paper thin, bruises blooming purple beneath. You did what I couldn't, she whispers. You fought back. You stopped letting him make you small. I'm proud of you. Even though it destroyed us, I'm proud. We sit in silence for a long time. Her breathing is labored, rattling. I don't forgive you, I say finally. Not yet. Maybe not ever. I know. But I'm glad you told me the truth. She squeezes my hand weakly. That's enough. Mom dies 2 days later. Alone, according to the hospital. I was the only visitor she'd had in weeks. The funeral is small. Me, Ava, Sophie, who insists on coming for support, and maybe a dozen people I don't recognize. Callum doesn't show. Hugh is in federal custody, denied bail. I stand by her grave after everyone leaves, staring at the cheap headstone. Rosaline Marie Taylor, 1968 to 2024. Beloved mother and wife. The lies we tell even in death. You okay? Sophie asks quietly, appearing beside me. No, I admit. But I will be, eventually. The trial begins on a cold November morning, 6 weeks after the preliminary hearing, 8 weeks after the assault. It feels like a lifetime. The courthouse is chaos. Media trucks line the street. Protesters hold signs, some supporting me, some calling me a liar. One sign reads, Family Destroyer. Another, Believe Survivors. I'm somewhere in between. Bailey guides me through the crowd, her hand firm on my elbow. Eyes forward. Don't respond to anything. Inside, the courtroom is packed. Every seat filled. I recognize some faces from the preliminary hearing, but there are new ones too. Curious onlookers, law students taking notes. And in the back row, Sophie, purple hair like a beacon giving me a small wave. Hugh is already seated at the defense table. He looks older than I remember, grayer. Prison has not been kind. Our eyes meet for a second before I look away. All rise for the Honorable Judge Patricia Blackwell. The trial is brutal. 3 days of testimony, evidence, cross-examinations. Bailey is brilliant, methodical, passionate, building her case brick by brick. Thornton, my father's lawyer, is equally skilled, poking holes, raising doubts, humanizing a man who doesn't deserve it. Sophie testifies again, stronger this time. Dr. Reeves presents her medical findings. The video is played for the jury, 12 people who watch in silent horror as my father hits me, drags me, while 78 witnesses do nothing. I testify on day 2. The courtroom is silent as I describe not just that night, but years of abuse. The shoves, the screaming, the constant belittling, the way my father made me feel worthless, small, invisible. Thornton's cross-examination is vicious. He brings up every mistake I've ever made, every moment of anger or rebellion, trying to paint me as vindictive. But I don't break. I've been through too much to break now. On day 3, Hugh takes the stand. He's composed at first, maintaining the same story. He was restraining a hysterical daughter, protecting the other guests. He denies the assault. He claims I'm mentally unstable, motivated by greed. Then the prosecutor, a sharp woman named Linda Chin, begins her cross-examination. Mr. Taylor, you received treatment for PTSD, correct? Yes, from my military service, Terry. And that treatment included anger management? Some, yes. Because you had violent episodes? Objection! Thornton on his feet. Relevance? Your Honor, it goes to the defendant's state of mind and history of violence. I'll allow it. Mr. Taylor, you had violent episodes? Hugh's jaw tightens. Isolated incidents, controlled through treatment. Were they controlled the night of October 14th? I didn't have an episode. I was defending. You were defending? Prosecutor Chin's voice sharpens. From what? A 28-year-old woman making a comment about her brother? She was disrespectful, in front of everyone who matters. And that's what this is really about, isn't it? Respect? Control? Your daughter stopped letting you control her, so you hit her. That's not... Hugh's face flushes red. She's always been difficult. Always pushing back, refusing to listen. Like when she chose art school over the career you wanted for her? She was wasting her potential. Or when she moved out and started living independently. She was making terrible decisions. Or when she discovered you stole $750,000 from her trust fund. I didn't steal it, Hugh explodes, standing up. That money was mine to manage. I built everything. I gave her everything. She was nothing without me. The courtroom erupts. Judge Blackwell's gavel comes down hard. Mr. Taylor, sit down. But Hugh doesn't sit. He's unraveling in real time, years of control finally cracking. She should be grateful, he shouts. Everything she has, everything she is because of me, and she throws it back in my face? She humiliates me in front of my colleagues, my friends? She deserved it. She always deserved it. Mr. Taylor! The judge is standing now. Control yourself or I'll hold you in contempt. Nah, Hugh finally seems to register where he is, what he said. He sits slowly, but the damage is done. The jury has seen exactly who he is. The mask has finally slipped. I watch my father, this man who controlled every aspect of my life for 28 years, completely fall apart, and I feel empty. Not triumphant, not vindicated, just empty. Because he's not a monster. He's a broken man who broke everyone around him, and that's somehow worse. The jury deliberates for 4 hours. It feels like 4 years. When they return, the foreman stands. We, the jury, find the defendant, Hugh Taylor, guilty of assault. The courtroom erupts again. Reporters scrambling, people crying. Bailey squeezes my hand. Ava hugs me carefully. Judge Blackwell restores order. Mr. Taylor, you will be remanded to custody pending sentencing. Given the federal charges pending against you, bail is revoked. Hugh doesn't look at me as they lead him away in handcuffs. Just stares straight ahead, something broken in his eyes. Sentencing happens 2 weeks later. Judge Blackwell is direct. Mr. Taylor, you have shown a pattern of abusive behavior spanning decades. You have shown no genuine remorse. Your courtroom outburst demonstrated the very violence and lack of control that brought us here. I'm sentencing you to 2 years in state prison for assault, to run consecutively with whatever federal sentence you receive for the fraud and embezzlement charges. You will also complete anger management and pay restitution to your daughter for medical expenses and emotional damages. 2 years. It seems like nothing and everything at once. As I leave the courthouse, reporters swarm. Bailey gives a brief statement about justice being served. I say nothing. Just let Ava guide me to the car while cameras flash and questions fly. That night, alone in my apartment, I moved back in after Mom died. I sit on my couch and stare at the wall. My phone is off. The curtains are drawn. I'm alone with my thoughts for the first time in weeks. We won. I won. So why does it feel like losing? 6 months later. The civil case settles out of court. Hugh's lawyers, new ones, public defenders, since he has no money, agree to everything. The house is sold, his retirement accounts liquidated, company assets seized by the government, but some recovered. I'm awarded the original trust fund amount, $750,000, plus damages, medical expenses, therapy costs, legal fees. Total, $1.2 million. It's deposited into my bank account on a Tuesday morning. I stare at the number on my phone screen. More money than I've ever had. More money than I ever wanted to have, not like this. Bailey calls. Congratulations, it's over. Is it? I wonder. I visit Callum once before he leaves Austin. He's working construction now, living in a small apartment in Montana lined up through a veterans program. We meet at a diner, neutral ground. He looks different. Thinner, older, worn down by loss. His hands are calloused from manual labor. Hey, he says when I sit down. Hey. Awkward silence. A waitress brings coffee we don't drink. I'm leaving tomorrow, he says finally. Fresh start. No one knows me up there. That's good. Is it? He laughs bitterly. I don't know what's good anymore. I lost my wife. My daughter barely speaks to me. My career is gone. But yeah, fresh start. Callum, don't. He holds up a hand. I'm not looking for sympathy. I made my choices. I clapped while Dad hurt you. I took money without asking questions. This is on me. It's on him, too. Yeah, but I could have been different. Could have stood up, protected you. Instead, I learned to survive by being on his side. He finally looks at me. I'm sorry, Delphi, for all of it. I know it doesn't fix anything, but I am sorry. I know. We sit in silence for a few more minutes. Then he stands, leaves cash on the table for coffee neither of us touched. Take care of yourself, he says. You too. I watch him walk out. My brother, the golden child who lost everything. Another casualty of Hugh Taylor's war on his own family. Dr. Webb, my therapist, tells me the guilt is normal. You're experiencing something called moral injury, he explains during our weekly session. You did the right thing, held your abuser accountable, but you're grieving the consequences. Your mother's death, your brother's losses, the destruction of your family. That's a lot to carry. Sometimes I wonder if it was worth it, I admit. All this damage, all this pain. Was it worth it? That's not the right question, he says gently. The question is, what was the alternative? Staying silent? Letting the abuse continue? Protecting him at the cost of yourself? When he puts it like that, I know the answer. But knowing doesn't make it hurt less. The panic attacks decrease slowly. I still have bad days, triggers I don't expect, moments when I can't breathe. But there are good days too. Days when I can work on my design projects without anxiety. Days when I can go to the grocery store without breaking down. Sophie becomes my anchor, this 19-year-old girl with purple hair who barely knows me but showed up anyway. We get coffee every week. She tells me about community college, her dreams of studying journalism. I tell her about the clients I'm slowly rebuilding relationships with. You seem better, she says one afternoon. Like, still dealing with stuff? But better. I am better. Slowly. Do you regret it? Fighting back? I think about that. Really think about it. I regret that it had to happen, that my father was who he was, that my family chose silence over safety. But do I regret stopping it? No, I don't regret that. Good, she says firmly. Because you're kind of my hero, you know. You proved that even when everyone is watching and no one helps, you can still save yourself. 6 months and 3 weeks after the assault, I drive to the federal prison where my father is being held. He got 12 years for the embezzlement and fraud charges. With his assault conviction, he'll likely die in prison. I don't have to visit. No one expects me to. But I need to. He looks small in his prison uniform, older than 58. Gray hair, stooped shoulders, the bearing of a man who's lost everything. We sit across from each other in the visiting room, a scratched plastic barrier between us. He picks up the phone. After a moment, I pick up mine. Delphine. His voice is hoarse. Dad. Silence. Heavy, loaded with years of history. Why are you here? He asks finally. I don't know, I admit. Maybe I needed to see you like this. Maybe I needed closure. I'm not sure. He nods slowly. I loved you. I know you don't believe that, but I did. I didn't know how to show it. My father used his fists too. Told me it would make me strong. I thought I was doing the same for you, making you tough. You were just being cruel. I know that now. His eyes are wet. Too late, but I know it. I'm sorry, Delphine. For everything. For hurting you. For stealing from you. For making you feel like you weren't enough. You were always enough. I was the one who wasn't. I want to feel something. Forgiveness, anger, something. But there's just this vast emptiness where my father used to be. I don't forgive you, I say. I don't know if I ever will, but I understand you better now. You were broken, and you broke us. That's the truth. Are you happy? He asks. Are you at least happy now? I think about my apartment, slowly becoming a home, my work, slowly rebuilding, my therapy sessions, Sophie's friendship, the painting I started last week, abstract, all sharp angles and bold colors, about breaking and rebuilding. I'm getting there, I say. For the first time in my life, I'm getting there. Ket. I leave the prison without looking back. In my car, I sit for a long moment, hands on the steering wheel, breathing. Then I drive home, to my apartment, to the blank canvas waiting on my easel. I pick up a paintbrush for the first time since before the assault. My hands are steady. I start with black, the darkness, the pain, the weight of it all. Then red, the anger, the blood, the violence. But slowly I add other colors, blue for healing, yellow for hope, green for growth. The painting takes shape, not pretty, not peaceful, but honest. True. My phone buzzes. Text from Ava. Dinner tonight? My treat. Another from Sophie. New hair color. Wanna see? Coffee tomorrow? And one from Bailey. How are you doing? Just checking in. People who care, people who stayed. Not family by blood, but family by choice. I text them all back. Yes to dinner, yes to coffee, yes to checking in. Then I return to my painting, to the work of rebuilding myself, piece by piece, brushstroke by brushstroke. I didn't win. Not really. I lost my family, my mother, my brother's future. I lost years to therapy and trauma and sleepless nights. The victory is Pyrrhic, costly, destructive, leaving rubble in its wake. But I survived. I fought back. I stopped letting him make me small. And sometimes, not always, but sometimes, that's enough. I step back from the painting, examining it. It's not finished yet. Maybe it never will be. But it's mine. Raw and honest and entirely mine. Just like my life now. Outside my window, Austin spreads out in all directions. The city where my family fell apart. The city where I'm learning to put myself back together. I clean my brushes, wash my hands, and look around my apartment. It's small, cluttered with half-finished projects and coffee mugs. But it's mine. No one here to tell me I'm not enough, that I'm wasting my potential, that I deserve pain. I pick up my phone and open the Notes app. Start typing. Things I learned. 1. Justice doesn't always feel like victory. 2. Sometimes the cost of truth is everything. 3. Family isn't always blood. 4. Healing isn't linear. 5. I'm stronger than anyone thought, including me. 6. Silence protects abusers, not victims. 7. Sometimes the only way out is through. I add one more. 8. I survived. That matters. The sun is setting over Austin, painting the sky orange and pink and purple. Beautiful despite everything. Or maybe beautiful because of everything. Because pain and beauty can coexist, because endings and beginnings are sometimes the same thing. I don't know what tomorrow brings. More therapy, probably. More work. More days of struggling and healing and moving forward inch by inch. But tonight, I paint. Tonight, I breathe. Tonight, I'm alive and free and mine. And that, finally, is enough.